Hey guys, this is Bumblebee85 coming at you again with another video review. This time I've finally found Titan's Return, Freezeout, and Autobot Topspin. I've been looking for them for a while, the newest wave of Titan's Return figures from the Transformers Generations line, and I've found all but Perceptor, or the ones that I want. I have Cup and I have Topspin, and I just need Perceptor. Still looking for a Perceptor. How many times can I say Perceptor? But anyway, this is the packaging. The artwork that we'll show off a little bit later on is on the card and on the side. Transformers, information on the bottom. Here is the back of the card. And here is a close-up of the back of the card, so you can pause it and read Topspin's information here. It does say he transforms in 18 steps, showing off his cool Titan Master who transforms, Titan Master Freezeout, who transforms in one simple step. And on the back he is also compatible with all the other Titan's Returns figures, i.e. Perceptor that I'm looking for, Broadside, who I have, Sky Shadow, who I am passing on, because they're reusing his body mold as Overlord, and I would prefer to have an Overlord in my collection. So that's the back of the box. This is the entirety of the box. So let me get them out of the box. How many times can I say box? And show them off to you. And here we have Autobot Topspin out of his packaging. First of all, he does come with his instructions, as all Transformers should do, and his awesome collector's card artwork card thingy here. And I'm loving the artwork. How many times can you say artwork? But it is the same kind of artwork as previous, Titan's Returns figures, where they're in that little A stance, and the head is like ejecting off or attaching on, whichever you choose. But they're generally all have been the same. I just still like the artwork. There it is again. But these are his tech specs. The red is what Topspin is by himself, and then the blue is what his abilities grow to when he's attached, when Freezeout is attached. Now, Freezeout's cool ability is to actually short out other people's or freeze out other robots' cogs, transformation cogs, freezing them in the either robot or vehicle mode. So you can just essentially eliminates that transformer from the battlefield. So that's kind of cool. He does come with these two weapons here, which are painted chrome, silver, very shiny silver on top of this white that they have here. These weapons do peg together like most Titan's Returns weapons that I have found, and you just line the notches up, and they peg together a little differently actually, because they form like this giant four-way blaster. You just notch those up. And the one different thing about this weapon is that the Titan Master actually doesn't connect to the weapon at all. And unlike here's Cups, and this is Flintlock, and he pegs into the front on his feet, using his feet. He just pegs on the bottom of his feet there, and can sit around and drive around in the weapons that the Titan Master or Titan's Return figures are coming with. Unlike this, you can't take Freezeout. Here we go, show Freezeout quickly here for a second. Nice blue visor on there, the yellow strip across, the yellow crescent there across the top. And you simply fold down his legs, and he's transformed into robot. There's no extra paint there or anything like that. But he has opposable arms and double hinged hip and a double hinged knee. a single hinge that controls both knees and both hips. But normally you can plug him in the vehicle and he can like sit securely, but he does not actually, in the weapon, sorry, plugs into the weapon and normally would be able to sit there. Like Flintlock is like attached. Like you can't bump him out. Whereas Freezeout here does not actually sit upon or in or attached to the weapon in any way, shape, or form. So this is the first Titan Master that I've gotten that doesn't quite function as, you know, the multiple playability features that they've given us so far. So that's a unique thing, I guess, about Topspin here. But those are his weapons. We'll plug them into his hands later on and show him. Actually, they do just plug into his hand. Simply. Both do. And attaching Freezeout seems to be a little more difficult than previous Titan Master is. He's on there, but yeah, there he's on. So let's just show him off on a nice little 360 here. Topspin is actually one of my favorite Transformers from the G1 anyway. I don't know much about him, but I know I had him as a kid, and I'm excited to actually show him off again because I have repurchased a G1 Topspin, and I also do have a G1 Twin Twist, his brother in arms type of character, and they both share the feature. He's like a member of the Wreckers from the G1 comics anyway. The Wreckers are like this subgroup of Transformers that kind of do the crazy hard missions. It's like the Wreckers kind of resemble like the Marvel's X-Force or Weapon X program type thing. X-Force, where there's like Wolverine and Wolvesbane and Archangel, where it's a group that will do, a covert group that will do these missions. They're harder to do missions, end all be all type of mission. How many times can I say mission? But anyway, he belongs to this group, and I'll show off some other Wreckers with him actually right now. This is Springer, who eventually becomes the leader of the Wreckers. Sandstorm over here, who shares actually the same body mold as Springer here, which is kind of odd actually. They're both triple changers, and there's a lot of remolding going on there for those figures. Here's a Whirl, Roadbuster, Cup, minus his head as of right now because I was showing him off earlier. But those are some of the Wreckers and the Wrecker team. Ultra Magnus, I believe, was part of it, and Perceptor, and maybe even Blaster. I think there were some other characters in there along the way, but there's some size comparisons for you with the Transformers Generations and Titan Master line. But what I really want to show him off with is his G1 representation here. Here he is, little Topspin. So here we get pretty close. The Titan Masters have been giving us a lot of cool modes that actually resemble a lot of their G1 characters pretty closely. He's got the side arm wings here. He's got the gold. These are stickers. They're filling up a little bit, but there's some gold there and gold on the stickers. This is red painted veins here on the wings, which we got the red stripe on the wings there. The chest that sticks out just a little bit. And these jump starters, you would fold them up, and they have a little wind-up gimmick in them. You would wind them back, and then you would set them forward, and they would quickly transform right there. I don't know if you saw that, but the legs would just unclip from this little latch here, and they would jump up and transform quickly. He has his weapon here, which I don't think resembles his original weapon too well or closely. It is kind of double barreled, his new one, and the other one was kind of more of like a sight type thing. But silver painted, resembles the same. Here's the back, which you see the rubber wheels here. But these pieces here, which form the front of the ship, are actually here in the G1's legs, the back of the legs. So I'll show them again off in vehicle mode. Here's his articulation. His head is on that ball joint thanks to the Titan Master. His arms are on a ball joint, a wide range of movement. In his elbows, you do have this extra joint in here above his shoulders. He does have this bicep swivel. Double hinged elbows, so he has a wide range of movement again in his elbows. He does have some wing movement here. Waist swivel. I'm surprised at the waist swivel. There's no wrist swivel. The hips are on a ball joint. They go up and around. A lot of movement there. The upper thigh cut there. The single hinged knee, which gives you 90 degrees. And there's no movement in the foot at all. So that's his articulation, but he still stands because he has wide feet. These blasters here, or boosters on the back of his heel, give him a very good wide stance. So you can get him in some sweet action poses. That's his articulation. Let's remove these guns, and let's remove this Titan Master. Freezeout here. I've already taken a look at him. So now he transforms. His packaging says 18 steps, where his original G1 self transformed in 1 step, just like his Titan Master did, or does now. One thing I noticed that on the packaging, these knee flap things are actually supposed to be facing forward some. That's his official transformation. So I've been showing him off a little bit already, and these knee flaps are supposed to face forward. So that's the thing I haven't been doing properly here so far. So just thought you should know that. You are supposed to push those back. You open these back panels. Then you can flip in the toe. You cannot flip in the toe unless you open these back panels. So you have to open those, flip in the toe. And then they actually collapse in on each other. There's like a little, there's a hinge in there. So you just accordion those up inside. So then he becomes a little stubby legged. And then you can push these together. There's notches on the inside of his legs there. And those snap together really well. So you actually want to spin them around at the waist, the legs, completely. And then, again, there's a whole nother spinning mechanism here right in the chest. You take the whole chest. And you spin that right around, and now you can reclip these hip peg things onto the bottom of the original hip, pegging that in like so. So that's kind of cool. Flip them right around twice there, and then you take the front of the ship, you take these little things and you push them down, put his nose in. After you're done flipping this piece out here and closing the cockpit, you actually open his forearms, which a lot of the Titan Returns figures are leaving this like forearm gimmick like wide open, and normally you would just flip that in and leave this, there wouldn't even be a panel, you would just flip the wrists in and that would be it. But this panel actually serves like a double function. So you flip the wrist in, and then you actually accordion him up on the elbow, and then close the forearm panel there again. So you do this, flip that panel open, flip the wrist in, and then you accordion his elbow inside, and then you close the panel. And then there's some notches here and pegs here, and you simply just wedge those in on both sides using this shoulder joint here. And there you go. You have Titan's Returns Autobot Topspin in his vehicle mode. Now hopefully that wasn't too complicated to follow. He's a little weird. I really thought he would follow the same mold as Hasbroi. I thought he was going to use the same mold as Hasbroi, but he's a completely new mold in this line. And that's very appreciated through all the repaints and stuff that we've been getting through this Titan Master line. After you're done transforming him, he has this nice clear blue cockpit, which does completely open up. There's a little tab or notch here where you're supposed to be able to get your finger nail in, but I find it very hard, so you got to kind of grab it by the top, lift it up, take Freezeout, put his arms out because he's driving, and you can place him inside and you can close the cockpit. And there you go, you have Freezeout inside Autobot Topspin. Find that I love this feature with the Transformers. I wish a lot of Transformers that we were getting in previous lines came with this feature that we are getting now in the Titans Return line. But you can take him out. Let's set him off to the side. The guns do peg in underneath the wings with this tab here. And then there's a notch there on the bottom of the wing. You can actually just peg those in like that. On both sides, and that gives him some more guns on the side. I think that looks really, really cool. I'm loving that look. That really beefs him out a lot. So I'm just going to quickly show him off with Titans Returns Hasbroi here, and his Titan Master. Hasbroi's Titan Master actually comes with like a painted visor compared to other Titan Masters here with Topspin's Freezeout here. He actually has a painted visor, which is rare. We just get these unpainted versions of the figures, but again, he has this clear blue or clear reddish orange front piece here, which you can put your Titan Master in as well as. And Topspin has the same. You actually do have to move his arms forward in order to fit him in. So I originally thought they were going to share the same molding, but I was wrong. So it's nice to see a whole new mold. I'm sure we'll get the same mold here with Twin Twist when he comes out, and hopefully he does come out. So hopefully they don't just give us Topspin by himself. I'd be pretty disappointed that way. But he has this nice red stripe here. We'll show him off with his G1 self here. We have this Autobot logo here on the front. We get some boosters on the back, which we don't get on the G1 version. We get these pointy wings. Actually, a lot more pointy wings compared to the G1 version, where his hands just are on his side here. We do get a silver painted here, where we get chrome here. Some nice gold grills here, which were his knees in robot mode. No wheels, no landing gear. We do have these indents or rivets here for when he's sitting on the table. But pretty cool representation of his G1 self. And I was really happy that I actually had a G1 character that I could show off next to the Titans Returns updated versions. So his transformation isn't hard at all once you're used to it. Take out the Titan Master, fold his arms up, and there you have Freezeout transformed already. Simple step. His arms are kind of cool how they do collapse and accordion out and hide his wrists and everything. So that's something we haven't really been getting with Titans Returns figures. So you have to actually flip it out, fold it out, flip it back closed, pop his legs off, spin his whole chest around, Actually, you have to open the top up there, fill this, feed the cockpit canopy in a little bit as you flip up these pointy pieces here in order to close that. And then you spin that whole chest piece back around, his legs back around, clipping that in, opening his legs, splitting them apart, flipping his knee down, opening that up, getting his toe out, and you can easily have him back in robot mode. Not sure if I like those kneecaps out all the way like that. And I like putting the hollow part of the gun on the inside. And there you have Autobot Topspin back in robot mode with Freezeout as his Titan Master. I'm really happy to have this character in my collection, so if you find him on the shelves, be sure to grab him. He's very impressive. And this is Bumblebee85 saying, enjoy the play. Play, play, play. How many times can you say play?
We must seek out new civilizations to boldly go where no man has. Whoa! Oh, I totally just wet my space shorts. In the whiteness of space, I found someone. Hey, wait for me.